What's up guys, this is Tranceportal in the studio with me, EverLight. This is episode number 12 and today I'm going to be talking all about Ableton's racks. So we're going to be looking at instrument racks and we're going to be looking at audio racks. In particular, we're going to look at how we can use Ableton's racks to create awesome sounding effects which are really simple and easy to use within your arrangement. So we're going to be talking about how to put them together, how the rack system works, and it's going to blow your mind. So let's get stuck straight into it. Welcome to the studio, guys. We have an empty file of Ableton open with one MIDI track and one audio track. So to get started, first of all, we're going to look at using the rack workflow to create a riser. So it's something that will rise up and drop down. And then we're going to look at how to apply the rack workflow separately onto an instrument that's already been created within your arrangement view. So like a synthesizer or some percussion or something like that. So to get started, we're going to look at the riser. What you need to do is you need to click MIDI and then you need to load in the instrument rack. Now it's very basic at the moment. We need to expand some of the options that we're going to be using, and those options are first of all the macro knobs, so click the little knob button there, and the other one is the instrument stack, which is this one at the bottom. So click the top one and the bottom one, and now we've got everything open. So to get started, we need to load in two instances of Serum. We're going to use one instance for the tonal aspect of the rise, and we're going to use another instance for the white noise aspect of the riser. So first of all, we drop Serum here. So we drag and drop it here, and it will load up our little instance. I'm going to rename this one Tonal Rise, and then I'm going to move that there, and we're going to load up another instance by dragging and dropping to this area again, and I'm going to rename this one White Noise. Now we have got the tonal on the left and the white noise on the right. So first of all, on the white noise instance of Serum, I need to turn off the oscillator, turn on the white noise, and turn it up. And now when I press a button on the keyboard here, you will hear the white noise of one synth and the buzz of the sawtooth on the other synth. First of all, I'm going to concentrate on automating various parameters within the tonal rise of Serum. So I'm going to turn off the white noise for now. So I'm going to click here to turn off the white noise. And now when I press a button, it's just the buzz. So now we can focus on using this instance of Serum to create a cool effect. So the most important thing that we want to do first is we want to set up the pitch rise. So it goes, rises up. So we need to change some of the controls down here near the pitch bend wheel, change this to 24 semitones, and now that means that when this pitch bend wheel is moved, it will go up 2 octaves, 24 semitones. This is where we start to map various parameters on the synthesizer, like the cutoff, the pitch bend, etc., to one knob in the instrument rack. To do so, first of all, you need to make sure that you have got the right instance of Serum selected. In this case, it's the tonal rise. You need to click the map button. Then you click a parameter on the synthesizer that you would like to automate. In this case, the pitch bend. It will appear here. Then you click this, and then you click map. Now, when you're finished mapping, you click the map button again, and it will go back to normal. So now, whenever I move this up and down, you can see that the pitch bend is moving. And if I press a button here, if I press a note here and do that, you can see it automating up. Another thing that we might want to do here is change the pitch bend down to 24 semitones too. So now we can do this with a few different effects. You can get really wacky. You can automate all sorts of stuff like the cutoff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to sync, and I'm going to automate that. So click map, click sync, click that, click map, and map. Now it does this. Excellent. Now I'm also going to automate a filter. We're going to create a bandpass filter. So I'm going to turn the filter on, make sure it's affecting oscillator A. Change it to bandpass, and then automate the cutoff. So again, click map, click cutoff, click map again, click map. We can turn up the drive a bit, turn up the resonance, maybe change it to band 12. See, that sounds the coolest to me. I've just changed that to flip. Cycle through these to find it. Another thing that we can do is we can automate the pitch wobble. We do that using the LFO. So we drag LFO1 onto CRS on the oscillator here. We want to automate the rate, so how fast it goes. We do that by unclicking BPM and then mapping rate. So we go map, click, click, map, map again. And that'll do. So there we go. We've got the tonal riser set up. You just hold down a button, a note on a MIDI keyboard, and automate the macro. So move it up and down. Excellent. So now what we want to do is do something similar with the white noise layer. So same again, you want to mute the tonal rise and unmute the white noise. And here we are with our white noise. We're going to keep this one nice and simple. We're going to just automate the filter here. And then so we're going to click filter. And then we're going to go to band pass. And then we're going to automate the cutoff. So you click map, cutoff, click again, map, and then map again. Let's turn the volume of this up a bit so that it's in comparison with the other. Okay, so now that we've done that, you can go ahead and unmute both of them so you can hear both at the same time, and we'll try it. And we've got ourselves what already sounds like a really cool effect. Now remember, you don't just have to automate the things that I have automated. You can automate whatever you like. So you can put another oscillator in there. You can even automate things like distortion. If you go onto the effects panels, there's all sorts you can automate. In this case, we're going to add a little bit more automation. We're going to add some wobble, some panning to the white noise. So to do that, we need to use Ableton's auto pan. So I'm just going to go ahead and close both of these down. You need to make sure that you have got the right instrument selected, in this case white noise. We go to auto pan and drag and drop it onto the white noise. And now what we want to do is we want to automate both the amount and the rate of the auto pan. So we go map, click, map, click, map, and then map again. And if you wanted to, you could copy that and put it on the tonal riser too. You would need to map them again, so click map, amount, map, rate, map, and then map again over here. And you can also, after that, you can add some more effects, like, for example, we can add a reverb onto the tonal riser. So we'll go ahead, add that, and we'll make it quite a long tail. We can now go into arrangement view and we can put in a MIDI note. So we're going to go ahead and put in a MIDI note here. And it can be anything really. Let's go with C2. This is 4 bars. And then we automate that macro effect. And then you can just program in some automation like so. Give it a little bit of a curve. And now when I press this, we've got a nice automated effect. So of course the benefit then of doing it this way is that you have got more control over how your effects sound within your track. You can make this longer. For example, if you wanted to, we could just extend the MIDI and also the automation here, and we could have a much longer rise. And there you have it. So that's how to create a really customizable, fully unique riser, which is fully controllable using just one knob. So now we're also, as a bonus, we're going to take a quick look at how we can apply the same rack workflow to something else that's already in your track. So like in this case, we're going to use a percussion loop. So this time we want to load an audio effects rack. So we click audio effects and we go audio effects rack. And effectively this looks exactly the same. So we still need to look at the knobs. So you click the little knob button here to bring up our macros. And then from here, this is where you can start adding loads of effects and getting the macro set up. So what I like to do, one of my favorite effects, is to put in a redux. So we'll add a redux here. And I also liked using an auto filter on my percussion, so like a high pass filter. So we'll put a auto filter on here. So first we'll set up the auto filter. We want to change it to high pass, and we want to automate the frequency. So click map, click frequency, click map again. So now when I pull this up, it will filter the percussion out. So I've just gone ahead and moved the redux to before the auto filter, because we want the auto filter to filter out that the effect after the redux is applied. But we've actually now ran into an interesting problem, because the redux, the way that it works is to create the reduction, you actually have to turn this knob down. So if I press it, you'll hear it. Right, so you're turning that knob down. So now if I map this knob as such, so map, click map, what will happen is the knob will start turned off down. You can see it here, and it's actually the opposite of what we want it to do. Right, so you may run into this issue when you're using this workflow and think, oh, you know, I can't use that effect. You want to turn something down as something else goes up, right? It's actually really easy to fix. What you do is you click the map button, and it will bring up in this window here the ranges. And what that means is, this knob, when you turn this knob, this is where you tell that knob what range to turn that within. You can actually invert the range. So rather than it going up when you turn the knob, it goes down. And that's really easy to do. You just have to make these values opposite. So if I go here and turn this one all the way up, and then turn this one all the way down, so that it's flipped around, and then click map again, that solved our problem. So now when I turn this up, you can see that the rate of the redux is going down. And if I play it, this is now the effect that I wanted to apply. And there you go. That is pretty much it. Now, bear in mind that you can stack the audio effects rack with all sorts of effects and apply all of those automations to that one macro knob. So you can have things like delays that get more echoey as you turn it up. You can have reverbs that have a longer tail as you turn it up. And within the map view, you can really fine tune how much effect each one is applied when you turn that knob up. So you can have some effects go the full range of dry to wet, or some of them just within a narrow range, or even inverted, so things turn down as other things turn up, as I've demonstrated here. And finally, one last thing is that once you have created your complex effects unit, that is yours. That is a unique thing. You might want to save that and reuse it, so you can do that. So if you click the little save button here, Ableton will open a little save file of that preset for the audio effect rack. So now, in whatever track you're producing, whatever you're working on, you have built your own complex effects unit using a series of VST effects or using Ableton's built-in effects, and that is uniquely yours. And now you can copy and paste that and use it in all of your productions as a hallmark or as a signature. This is something that I've been doing with some of my tracks for a very, very long time. And guys, that's everything I wanted to discuss with you today about the awesome workflow behind Ableton's audio and instrument racks. This has been Tranceportal in the studio with me, EverLight. Do make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you check us out across all the other social networks. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you all again very soon.